guys, and welcome to another episode of the NGB podcast. We're aware it's been a bit of a while, but life gets in the way and all that jazz. I'm your host Ben, and I am joined today by Mr. Gary Clark.
How's it going, mate?
I am pretty good, mate. Yeah. What about yourself?
Man. Yeah, all good, mate. Just extremely tired. Lots of work happening at the moment, so yeah.
Tired, busy. It's all everything's running
over.
For
a high energy podcast. It's going to be great.
Yeah, I think we're all sat here with with lethargy pounding through our veins.
Yeah, we might be asleep about half hour into this, right?
And of course, the other voice you heard there is Mr. Jonathan Markwell. Are we all good, my good man?
I'm all right. I mean, I'm sleepy, but I always am, so I think that's pretty standard now.
Yeah, it's a natural reaction to things, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a man.
It's not a surprise anymore. It's just constantly tired.
Okay, so we'll start off as we always do with what we've been playing. Gary, I know you were saying that obviously things have been a bit crazy busy, but have you managed to squeeze some time in for some games?
A little tiny bit, mate, yeah. A bit of Lego Star Wars The Force Awakens, which is really, really good. It's obviously got the sort of Lego, the traditional Lego feel to it. If you've played any of the others, you'll know it. It's familiar straight away. But it's really good. It's good fun. The humour's there in droves. But it's got some nice little new mechanics. I don't know if you guys have played it.
I haven't, but I've seen Andy gave it a 9 out of 10 on the site. He was very impressed with it.
Yeah, it's got sort of like this sort of cover mechanic now.
Gears of Lego, isn't it?
Yeah, but it actually works really well. Obviously, it's very basic because it's more aimed at sort of families and children, but it works. But yeah, the way they've done the sort of story, I don't want to give too much away, but obviously it's mainly about the Force Awakens. But there's like a sort of like a prequel side of it at the start.
I've heard a bit about that.
Yeah, that sort of goes into the story beforehand, which is really cool. But it's you're mainly playing it for just the sort of great sort of fun gameplay and the humour. There's just some things that happen that just really make you laugh. There's a section with Kylo Ren just trying to sort of open up his lightsaber, and he's just shaking it for ages, just like it keeps on essentially fucking up. And you only sort of see that stuff in sort of Lego games. But control wise, it's very similar. It looks really nice. They've got sort of all the fine details from The Force Awakens in there. BB-8's got like the Lego connector on the top of his head, which is really
cool.
So yeah, it's good fun. I've played I'd say probably about 4 or 5 hours at the moment.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. So yeah, that's a good one. And I have briefly started. I'm doing a review, Layers of Fear, Inheritance, which will be up on the site soon. I can't really say too much because I really haven't played enough to sort of speak about it, and obviously I don't want to give anything away until the review's sort of ready. So, but
that's fine.
That's pretty much me done in regards to sort of gaming at the moment. It's like I said, it's just been a crazy sort of frantic sort of last couple of weeks. So
yeah, I mean, I know it's. You were saying about Lego Star Wars. The one thing that amused me about that was I saw a few bits on online about it, and I saw the pretty amazing scene of Kylo Ren when he's getting really stressed out, and he's got his bedroom, and he's got like posters of Darth Vader hanging in his room and stuff like that. I thought that was
like Darth Vader sort of pillowcases and bed quilts. And,
I thought that was amazing.
Posters, amazing. Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. I keep meaning to pick that up. I probably will do at some point.
I think you can get it quite cheap now, I believe.
It wouldn't surprise me, to be honest. It's been out for a few weeks now, so it's
and they're definitely doing some sort of DLC with it, because one of the versions you get a season pass, so that sort of screams they're gonna do some DLC with it. So
that's fair enough. Johnny, what about yourself?
What I've been playing, I had Assault Suit Lanos review, which no one's heard of, so don't worry about it. Apparently it's a remake of a Mega Drive game.
Yeah, I heard that.
I was like, I was quite into the Mega Drive when I was a younger man. I've never heard of this game.
Did you make that up?
Say what?
Did you make that up, that name? Or?
No, that's the real name of the game. Suit Lanos.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. I think it was called something different in some territories. I forget what it was called. Something a lot more straightforward. But that's the version I've got. It's called Assault Suit Lanos, which is alright. It's kind of like an updated side-scrolling robot thing. It's got a really good soundtrack. Like it's got this kind of amazing main theme where it's like this big, like Meineke orchestral manga thing. It's incredible.
Wow.
So just get it for that, basically. It's really good. Or just buy the soundtrack. So yeah, played that. Played a bit of Uncharted 4, which I'm kind of getting on with slowly in between other games, which is really good. Well into Uncharted 4.
It's an amazing game.
It's incredible.
Yeah. And, I played about half an hour of Headlanders, which I know you played as well, Ben.
Headlander, yes.
Just before this call, Headlander, sorry, singular. Just before this call, I was playing about half an hour. It's just finished downloading. And that seems like a lot of fun. Only half an hour in, but I'm quite interested in that one.
Yes. It's a Double Fine game, isn't it? So it's kind of, it's got that sense of humour that you expect from a Double Fine game.
Yeah.
That they kind of keep knocking out these pretty decent high-end indie titles, I like to sort of call them. They seem to do it quite a lot, and I'm quite impressed with it as well. It's got a really nice sense of humour to it, and it's it just seems very, very interesting. It's got an amazing aesthetic to it as well. It's very 70s.
It is indeed. I mean, I think like the main mechanic of it is obviously just like, you move your head to different bodies, and I think that's quite a dated thing, isn't it? Because like you can do that in like Dynamite Heady on the Mega Drive and stuff. And like, what's the other game that PC is? It like Heads? And I guess it's like a bit like, is it Messiah, where you like possess other bodies and things?
Well, there was that terrible game called Never Dead, which was I think that was a similar concept, but that was awful.
That was.
I don't know that one.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, you're the lucky one.
Never Dead.
It's not, but it's absolutely atrocious.
I think it's Messiah, isn't it? The one where you possess bodies and you're a little cherub dude. Who's the guy who made Earthworm Jim? It's that guy.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah. Anyway, so it's kind of like that. I guess it's quite an old mechanic, but it's pretty fun.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm into that.
I know you've also we've both played Inside as well.
We have both played Inside, mate.
Have you got a chance to give that a go yet, Gary?
I haven't, no. It's an interesting one. I would like to know your sort of thoughts on it, really.
That game goes places.
It looks really, really cool. The way it's like just watching you guys like play it. It looks odd, but it looks really, really cool at the same time.
Yeah, I mean it's very much like a sequel to, well, a spiritual successor to Limbo. It's not a direct sequel by any stretch of the imagination, but it's got that Playdead feel to it, which you can't get away from. You start off, you've got a boy in an area that's essentially black and white, and then there's very muted colours throughout.
It's a bit like in like wedding photos where it's all black and white and they pick out a certain colour. It's kind of like that, but a bit less shit. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, like it's a really impressive aesthetic, and I think I was reading this week that it's actually due out on the PS4 this month as well. I genuinely thought it was going to have a longer exclusivity window for the Xbox and the PC.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's due out this month on the PS4, so
nice.
There's no excuse if you have a current gen console not to play that game, because it is fantastic. And as I say, it goes places.
Yeah, I think even if you ignore the sort of all the weirdness around it, it's still just a fun platform game. Like the puzzles are the exact right level, so they're never like hard enough that you sort of get a bit fed up, but they're never too easy. There's kind of a really good pitching there of the difficulty level. And yeah, it's good, like good little puzzles and nice little mechanics and things with the moving, the mind control and stuff, and yeah, a lot of fun.
Cool.
I have no idea what it all means. Literally no idea.
Yeah, the story's a bit abstract, but
yeah, it's about communism, isn't it?
I enjoyed Limbo, so this one does interest me because those guys are very talented. Got a sort of.
I think like that if you enjoyed Limbo, you'll enjoy this. I know that's a really easy and cheap comparison to make, but like genuinely, I think if you did enjoy Limbo and you enjoyed the atmosphere of Limbo really more than anything else, that's kind of what's been infused into this, and it, as I say, it goes places. And it's
you can see that they've taken sort of elements from Limbo and sort of run with it. But it looks very, very cool, I must say. Yeah,
it builds a lot of intrigue and suspense. There's a really good bit. I mean, it's hard to talk about without going spoilers, but there's a bit where there's something going on behind the door, and you kind of like it takes a while to get around to what's behind the door, and it's quite a good amount of suspense when you're just kind of like saying, I'm going to find out what's behind the door eventually, and oh my god, what is it? Yeah,
there's some pretty.
It's hard to talk about without ruining it. Sorry, but that was really rubbish. I don't know what it is.
There's some pretty gruesome deaths in that game as well.
That as well, yeah.
Yeah, it's a sobering game. And what? Sorry.
And pigs.
And pigs, yes.
Pigs.
Yeah.
Pigs and little birds and things, yeah.
Yeah. Put some birds through a wood chipper that survive.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's inside. Anything else?
I think that's pretty much it at the moment. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So I've essentially been, as I say, playing Headlander, which I think we've said. I really like the aesthetic in it. I think it's the right amount of dumb fun.
Yes, it's a bit like Futurama, isn't it? It's kind of like futuristic, but it's got that kind of dumb sense of humour. You've got that kind of Texan dude narrating the whole thing.
Yeah,
yeah.
I think the thing that I like about it is it's got the right amount of past future, if that makes sense. Like what they thought it was going to be like in the future back in the 70s.
Yes.
So it's that
all jumpsuits and things.
Yeah, it's that
sliding doors.
Yeah, it's the retro future stuff.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy it. I think it's a hell of a lot of fun. Also, I've been playing some of the PS Plus games from recently. I played quite a lot of NBA 2K16.
Okay.
Gary's just nipped away for a minute, so we'll get his thoughts on that as well when he gets back, because he is big into the NBA games. The other one I played was Fury as well, the PS Plus game.
Yeah.
Have you touched that yet?
No, I've got a very long list of games to play, and Fury is in there. So no, I haven't, but I've heard good things.
It's interesting.
Okay.
I kind of started playing it and thought, okay, this is a bit of a combat focused game. It didn't seem. It was very, very difficult to get past that first arena, which it seems like it's all right for a PS Plus game. As I say, also been playing a lot of NBA 2K16. Gary, I know you've been a big fan of the NBA games.
Yeah, I've been playing them for years. I love NBA 2K16. Are you enjoying it? Is it a bit too much for you? Because a lot of people I know that aren't into the sport that try it.
Can we talk about the story mode?
Okay, yeah, go for it.
Like, I love the concept of it. I really enjoy the idea of having this scripted story mode that's very focused for a short amount of time, which this one is. It's the first year. Is kind of classed as a Spike Lee joint, which is Living the Dream, I think it's called.
That's the one. The
scripting's not that great.
No, to be honest, I play my career every year in the NBA 2K games, and 2K16 with Spike Lee's sort of story mode. It's probably the weakest for a long time. It's really badly written. I personally think it's got real sort of cheesy elements to it.
Yeah.
It's not great at all, to be honest.
No, let's just put this into perspective. The main character's nickname that you play as is Frequency Vibrations.
Yeah. Which is very odd.
Which is fucking terrible. But the gameplay's great. I've always picked the NBA games up, usually when they're dirt cheap, because it's usually a graphical showcase anyway for the consoles. But
Frequency Vibration.
Yeah, man. I mean, it looks amazing. It plays really well. This is coming from somebody who doesn't really know all that much about basketball at all. I still get confused as to why fouls get given, if I'm brutally honest. But there we go. So that's NBA 2K16. Played a lot of that. That's kind of been my late night sort of chill out game. Just put it on, not have to think about anything. Put a podcast on at the same time and just listen to the podcast while playing the game and just lose myself for a little bit. Played a bit more Hitman. The summer content is out, and there was the Elusive Target recently where you had to kill Gary Busey. Mm-hmm. Just because I don't think I've ever seen anything quite as nuts as that in a game. You had to kill Gary Busey, and you also had the summer bonus content for people that have got the season pass. Featured one of the maps had been turned into a movie set. Okay. The director of the film is also the star of the film. It's his big comeback picture. The movie studio are getting really pissed off because it keeps going over budget and over time. Mm-hmm. So what they do is they say, instead of reining in the actor a little bit, they just hire you to kill him. So you have to kill him in whatever way you see fit. What makes it awesome is that he's got this robotic suit. It's a bit like Iron Man, and it's completely bulletproof apart from the mouth. So you can't just rock up and shoot him. You've got to find a way to kill him. It's a hell of a lot of fun. Hitman is easily going to be in my Game of the Year list at the end of the year. It's just they've nailed it, and I think the episodic nature of it, I was quite quietly optimistic about how it was going to work. I think a lot of people were down on it before it came out, but I think if you find an older podcast and pull out the audio, you will hear me say I think this is going to work. So yeah, you can quote me on that because it's a really fucking good game.
Yeah, they've done well with the whole sort of episodic sort of element to it, I think.
Yeah,
because a lot of companies would struggle with the way they've done it, but good on them. They've put out some great stuff by the looks of it. So
yeah, and I think that the thing that I was saying before launch was like you can, with an episodic game, you'll go back and you'll replay the levels, which is exactly what you need to do with Hitman. Whereas I think if they'd have put out a game where halfway through I'd have played Paris, Sapienza, and Marrakesh. If they'd have done that like bang, 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 I wouldn't have gone back and played those levels at all. But I've gone around to Sapienza loads. I love that level. I think it's one of the best levels that that Hitman the Hitman series has ever had.
Yeah.
Which is
not sort of so go on.
It's just great fun.
Yeah. Well, I'm not sort of person to replay games really, but the Paris level I played that sort of 5-6 times.
Yeah.
It's very good.
Yeah, it's great. You can just it's a playground. It really is. They put a lot of mechanics in there that essentially not force you to, but they encourage you to do different things, and the opportunities are always really good starting points. You can say, okay, right, what can I find from this guy that is going to lead me to another point? They start off very, very hand-holdy, but as the game's gone on with the newer levels, like the Marrakesh one, basically just goes, okay, this is where you need to go to complete this objective or this opportunity.
Yeah.
You need to find a certain uniform to do that, and it won't sort of say, oh, it's over here. It will, you'll have to find your own way around it, but it'll still have the main beats there, which is pretty cool. Speaking of Game of the Year stuff, me and Johnny, we did a video review for Abzu.
Holy shit, this looks good.
Abzu is beautiful. Like I gave it a 10 out of 10 on the site. I think the weird thing for me is like there's in the 3 and a bit, nearly 4 years I've been doing the stuff for the site, 10 out of 10s have been quite rare, and then this year there's been 3 from myself, being Uncharted 4, Inside, and Abzu. Abzu it's like if you have any resonance with Journey at all, this game for me it did so much. It's just beautiful, like from everything from the mechanics, like this, just the swimming around. It's so well crafted, and I think honestly it's this is a really wanky thing to say, but it's my favourite swimming mechanic in a game.
There have been so many, no.
Like you
Echo the Dolphin. That's a good one.
Like normally underwater sections in games are where you kind of go, Jesus Christ, this is the this is the equivalent of a piss break.
You get stuck behind something and you're drowning and like
but I mean this is just like you start off, you're above the water, you hit R2, you dive in, and that's it. You're just in this other world. It's the most therapeutic game I've ever played. I mentioned in the review that had a bit of a tough few weeks in terms of mental health issues, but this came along at just the right moment. I sat there and genuinely, like towards the end of the game, I was just laughing because I was just having so much fun with it. It was just relaxing. I think I said to Johnny in the video review as well, like there was a point where I came back to it, the following day and just started playing it, and I just drifted off. Like I sort of found myself waking up with the controller in my hand. I was to say it's the most beautiful game, and it's most of the games that would be a really big diss to it. Like you'd be sort of saying, "Oh yeah, well the game sent me to sleep." It's like, yeah, but this one, like it's kind of meant to be relaxing. It's meant to be that kind of game, and yeah, it's essentially I found it like some kind of weird therapy because it's just everything about it is beautiful.
Yeah, me and Asim, I believe it is either last year or the year before at E3. We had like
I think you guys saw it last year, didn't you?
Yeah, we had like an appointment, and yeah, even then it looked amazing. But like after watching you guys on the sort of video review, it looks stunning, absolutely stunning.
Yeah, it's one of the prettiest games I've ever seen.
Yeah, and the music is what really got me. Just like because obviously he's famous for Journey.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just sounded just as good in this, and it I can understand why you would fall asleep playing it because it's so relaxing.
Yeah, it's reactive as well. The music is very reactive. It's in the same way as Journey. You know, when you get to a certain point, certain actions will trigger certain things within the music. And the one thing it's missing from Journey, and I don't think it's a bad thing, is the multiplayer element. Like this is exclusively single player. But again, I don't think it's missed. I don't think it's a bad thing. I just think this, like, everyone needs to play this game if they have any, if they have any fondness for Journey at all. It's just, it's incredible. And then on the other side of the spectrum, I've started playing Doom.
Fucking hell! One extreme to the other.
Yeah. If you want a game that is as far from relaxing and as far from chilled out as you can get, Doom's a pretty good start.
I'm so glad we're talking about Doom again.
Doom that Outlast.
Yeah. Doom, I think we were all a bit concerned in the run up to it where we were seeing if we were going to get a review copy of it, and then it's like, yeah, the review copy will come, but it won't come till after launch, and everyone went, hang on a minute.
Yeah.
Is this going to be shit? And then it went, no, this is actually really, really good.
Yeah. I can pinpoint the exact moment when I was playing that game. I think I told you this the other night when we were filming the show.
Yeah.
The exact point where I knew this was going to be a good game. And it's quite near the start. Mm-hmm. You've done a few rooms, you've taken out a few bad guys, and then you're in the lift going down to get to the surface of Mars. And there's like a message on the screen telling you what to do. And your Doom guy just punches the screen, metal starts playing, and I'm like, it's going to be great. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's just going to be really good. And it was.
Yeah, it's fantastic from what I've played so far. I'm only a couple of hours in, but my God, it's fast paced, it's brutal, it's exactly what you wanted from a Doom game in 2016.
Yeah, I like the bit where there's like a pickup you can get. Is it called Berserk mode or something? And he just like puts his guns down and just
starts punching
people with his like bare hands.
Yeah,
it's
brilliant. So yeah, that's essentially what we've been playing. There's one other game that I want to get this off my chest because the review that I put up was pretty brutal, and I've had some people say to me that was unnecessarily brutal. I don't think it was unnecessarily brutal because the game is fucking terrible.
All right.
That game is 7 Days to Die. Right?
Okay.
Now, 7 Days to Die. If you go to buy that game on Steam, it's in early access. Now, early access, for those of you that aren't aware, is essentially a game. It's a method that developers can put a game out where, it's still in development. So the game will go, okay, cool, right. The player go, okay, cool. So I'll start playing this. It might have things like the story mode missing, so you just kind of get an idea of what the mechanics are, and they build the story mode around it. It might have certain mechanics missing completely, and that's absolutely fine. Like if people want to pay the money early doors to get involved on the ground level of the game just to see what it's all about. If they enjoy it, they can pay for the game up front. They can then join the journey, if you like, of the developer along the way. So 7 Days to Die is in early access on Steam. However, you can walk into Tesco and you can buy this game on the PS4 or the Xbox One.
Oh, is it a physical release?
Yes.
I thought it was just a download thing.
Nope, it's a physical release.
Yikes.
Yes. Now this is
a terrible idea.
This is where my issue comes in. At no point anywhere in that game does it say this is early access. Like it kind of says all the way, this is a retail release. You can buy this on disc. You can, it's being advertised for 35 quid on multiple different online retailers. You can walk into a shop, you can buy it for 40 quid if you want. And if you do, you're a fucking idiot. Like, it's not finished. Like, it's not even started. The game, like, you start off and it's like, it's a piss poorly drawn world. Like, I don't expect every game to look like Uncharted, but Jesus Christ, put some effort in.
Yeah, I've seen the images. Fucking hell, that looks crap.
Like, the the monsters, the zombies that you face are all like kind of stock assets that are reused and reused and reused. I think I saw the same blue guy coming after me about like 5 times. Like at one point there was essentially like this big hairy, blue lumberjack boy band coming after me because they just can't, they didn't have the assets to make it multiple people.
Wow.
It's fucking atrocious, and I don't know how they've gotten away with it. Like, for a start, I don't understand how it got past the certification, because it's a technical mess. Like, the game runs at a relatively steady frame rate, but every 20 seconds or so, you'll just get like a second of hitching. Like, it'll just stop for a second and then catch up with itself. Like,
wow.
Like, it's just bad.
I take it the PS4 version is like a port of the PC version then?
Well, apparently it's not even the most recent, like, it's not even on a par with the most recent PC release. So,
fucking hell.
Christ knows what they're doing, but honest to God, this is just... If this is what publishers are going to try and get away with now, like, we need to put a stop to it, because it's wrong. Like, if you imagine, you've got somebody in game, and they're looking at stuff, and they're like, okay, right, I've got to buy a game for my little kid. It's like, admittedly, a game called 7 Days to Die with a load of blood on the front cover is not exactly going to be the most appropriate game anyway. But you know what people are like, so they'll pick it up, they'll go, oh, this'll do for my kid. He gets one game every 6 months, this'll do him. They take that home, they stick it in PS4, it's like, well, what the fucking hell is this? Like, it's not finished, and it's not a game, it's a concept. And, my thoughts on survival games at the minute are there are far too many of them. Like, you have, obviously you've got Minecraft is kind of the staple. Then you've got things like Don't Starve, which was a lovely little indie game, which,
amazing.
That had a bunch of time and effort put in. That's exactly what you needed to have, because there was care and there was attention, there was time put in, and they released it when it was finished. 7 Days to Die is a fucking travesty. Like, you can't put a game out like that in shops and expect people to review it as a finished product and be fair.
Homefront.
Well, yeah, Homefront's also shit.
Do you know what shocks me just as much as how bad the game is, to be honest? The fact that Telltale have put their name to this as well.
That's the thing that really, like, genuinely shocks me. Like, I can't believe...
Wow.
I know Telltale are publishing a lot of stuff at the moment, and that's, they're looking to become a publisher. If this is how they're going to do it, they can fuck right off. Like, it's terrible. I can't approve of it. I can't condone it.
How did it get past the certification stage? That's what
I don't know. Like, it's a fundamental...
Did the guy have a day off or something?
Was it 7? Yeah, that'll do. It's got the word die in the title. It'll sell. Off it goes.
Zombies, mate.
Yeah.
Zombies business.
It's terrible. Words cannot describe how bad it is. I've deleted it from my PS4. I'm tempted to re-download it and just play it for a while, because and get some video footage, because it's dog shit. It is liquid dog shit. It is absolutely terrible. And I don't have any qualms in saying that, like, because the state it was released, they expected me to review it like it was a full product. So, anyway, that's my rant off my chest. I feel a lot better for that. So the most recent news of the week, the biggest story, obviously this week, is the Microsoft Xbox One S has launched. It's the smaller version of the Xbox One. Digital Foundry over at the Eurogamer site have kind of looked at it. They've done some tests. They found that it's slightly more powerful than the original Xbox One. It's also obviously smaller and quieter and lots of other things that end with It's got a 4K Blu-ray drive in it.
Yeah.
So if you if you have a 4K TV and you want something to play all those ultra high def movies, then it's fine. You can have that. But yeah, I think it's an interesting release. Obviously, the actual console release has been somewhat of a clusterfuck. You can't get it unless you pre-ordered it.
Yep.
Which Andy,
I was going to say, yeah, it's really hard to get hold of, right?
Yeah, I think they're currently selling in CEX for about £500.
Jeez.
CEX are paying over the retail price if you bought one.
Really?
So if you want to make a quick £20 profit, go and chuck yours to CEX if you bought one. Yeah, I think that the confusion seems to stem around the fact that the Xbox One S in the US has launched, and they've said there's going to be it's a 2 terabyte model at the moment, and there's going to be a 1 terabyte and a 500 gig model in the coming months. I think it is. But then they've also, like over here, they've not announced plans for the 1 terabyte or the 500 gig model yet. So it seems to kind of be typical Microsoft, like some good stuff in there. But then I don't know. I don't know.
Am I right in saying that they've slightly redesigned the controller?
Yes, yeah, they have. I got to go hands on with that at E3.
Because it looks slightly different. It's just I can't put my finger on it. What's different? But
it's very. There's nothing majorly different about it. It's the same shape. It's got like a textured grip on the back now.
Right. Okay.
Kind of a bit like the PS4's back before you use it so much that it becomes shiny. And yeah, I think the new controller, to be honest, it's got Bluetooth in it as well. That's the other big thing.
Right.
So if you have a PC with a Bluetooth receiver, you don't need to get the Windows adapter anymore for the Xbox One controller.
Okay.
And I think I've seen online not rumors, but like people saying that the tops of the sticks are a little bit wider as well. So I don't know. I kind of had a very, very brief hands-on with it at E3, and I didn't notice too much of a difference outside of the grip. It felt a bit nice. It felt quite nice, to be honest. But I want to get one of those custom colour controllers, but they're not launching over here till September next year. So fuck that noise.
What colours are you getting?
Yeah.
I don't know, mate. Might have
NGB green and red.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just having a look at the moment for the Xbox One S, and you physically can't even pre-order it either online.
Yeah, I know Amazon put the price up the other day because they were like, "Oh shit, these things are selling." But yeah, it rubs me the wrong way when people do that. I know it's business, and I know it's people have got to make money, but yeah, let's not fuck people over.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest news of the week. Recently,
Well, is it then? Is it?
Yeah.
I mean, is it?
Well,
I've got some bigger news.
Well, unless you count the Pokémon Go clusterfuck.
Well, I do.
Okay, right. So that's where you're going with that then.
Yeah, I want to talk about Pokemon.
Okay, so Johnny wants to talk about Pokemon Go. Essentially, they Niantic have fucked it. I think the short version is.
They've made some interesting decisions on what is the biggest mobile game ever.
Yeah.
Yes. Decisions that you wouldn't assume a company wanting to make money would make.
Yeah, I think that's the cynical way of looking at it. But at the minute, it's kind of the obvious way to look at it as well. Like obviously, you have a massively successful mobile game that is capturing people's imaginations and has been downloaded around 75 million times.
And then what do? You change it.
Yeah.
Well,
this has worked so well, we better change it, guys.
It's not so much that they changed it; they broke it.
They have broke it. Well, I mean, they changed it in the way that they've changed how you find Pokemon. Yeah, which is the point of the game. So it's a bit of a strange one to do.
Here's a game where you have to find and collect all 150 original Pokemon. But what we're going to do is tinker with it so that basically the servers were shit at launch. Let's I don't think they expected the popularity of the game, so let's cut them a little bit of slack.
Yeah. But they sorted that out really well. Yeah,
they sorted out the servers pretty much within a week, and then they started releasing it in other countries. But one of the things they did when they started sorting out the servers was to limit the tracking within the game. So basically, before they did this, you had 3 little footprints underneath a Pokemon. If it was within 300 meters, I think it was 3 little footprints, and then the closer you got to it, there were 2, and then there was 1. So the 1 footprint ones were really close to you, so you could kind of walk around and try and find them. Didn't work phenomenally well, but it gave you an idea of which way to go. If you were walking somewhere, you'd see that one of the footprints went from 3 to 2. You think, if I keep going this way, I'll be able to find it. That was quite nice. I like that idea, and I think there's a few points where I was in a field opposite my house, just aimlessly walking around trying to catch a Bulbasaur.
Is that before Pokemon Go though, Ben?
Well,
before the app was even around.
let's not talk about timescales in this situation. All right, let's. So, what they've now done is they've kind of they took away that ability to track because they said we need to reduce the server load, which was fine. So they made it so that all of the Pokemon in there had 3 footprints on them, so they were all far away. What then happened was some enterprising sods found the API that they were using and put it onto a website where it would show you what Pokemon were exactly in what location and how long they were, how long they had left before they disappeared, which was quite cool. Like there's a website called Pokevision, which became my homepage for a week, and we kind of went out and we found a bunch of stuff. It was like, this is quite cool. Like, you still had to walk to get places. But it made it a lot easier to track stuff because you knew exactly where it was, and then on the way, you'd happen to find other things that sort of came about. Pidgeys mainly, yeah, Pidgeys and rats. But then Niantic kind of saw it and went, you know what, we don't like this, so they stripped out the tracking the footprints completely, and they issued cease and desist letters to sites such as Pokevision.
Wow.
So, in essence, what they've done is they've gone, okay, right, well, we've broken something, somebody else has found a way to fix it, we're going to tell them to stop doing it, and we're going to further break the thing in the game that was already broken, so nobody can track anything now. Awesome. I just sat there and thought, you know what, guys, well done. Like, you really know how to do this. And all of this without communicating with fans at all. There was no communication with anybody. It's like, brilliant, you've properly fucked this up. And then they've sort of further endeared themselves to the fans this week, where like some people managed to find legendary Pokemon. I think one of them was Articuno, like one of the legendary birds.
Yeah.
Somebody managed to find one, or I think they got gifted one. I don't know how it quite worked. But they became internet famous for a while, going, yep, I've got it, ask me anything. It's like, well, it's a bird. It's a picture of a bird that moves around on the screen, and this is what I can do with it. Look. And then Niantic went, oh, actually, that was our mistake. You shouldn't have that. We're taking it away from you.
What?
It's like, come on, guys. Like, okay, we understand it if you've made a mistake, but it's not that guy's fault. Like, they've had a job advert for a community manager at Niantic since I think the week Pokemon Go launched. I was like, guys, you probably should have sorted this out before the game launched, because like their communication has been atrocious. There's an amazing parody Twitter account actually, which is I think it's Niantic Lab rather than Niantic Labs. And they keep tweeting stuff like, guys, stop asking for Pokemon refunds. I need to eat. It's a really quality account, but it's nailing like a lot of people's frustrations with it. And
I imagine like Niantic's headquarters just being people running around on fire, paint everywhere, papers strewn all over the place. So we weren't expecting this.
Yeah, like
so are they an American company, Niantic, or?
I think they are. Yeah.
Okay.
Like one of the most frustrating responses that I saw was they've got like a community manager. They've got somebody that's supposed to deal with the community. And on Twitter, they said, like, somebody asked them a question. They went, "I don't deal with Pokemon Go. I deal with Ingress."
That's an amazing response.
Okay, like you're part of the company. You're kind of the public voice. But the best tweet I've seen summing up the situation at the moment is somebody said, you can't start a game of Marco Polo, get 75 million people involved, and then take away the bit where you shout back Polo.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly what they've done, and they've knackered it for a lot of people. But like,
it's worth pointing out that I'm still enjoying the game, and even though I kind of preferred it when I could use Pokevision and I could see, I'll just squirt over there, I'll walk over there and get it. Yeah. And now it's much more hit and miss. I'm still enjoying it, and that's worth pointing out.
Yeah, totally. And I think I'm in the same boat. Like it's been a weird phenomenon to watch grow.
Yes,
like, I say grow. I mean it just exploded.
Yeah.
It's been really strange to watch it. Like the number of people that are playing this game that I, would have no interest in gaming at all. Like my wife's playing this game, and she fucking hates games. You know, like I said to her at first, you know, let's play Pokemon Go. And she's like, no, not doing it. It's shit. I'm not doing it. It's rubbish. Okay, fine. Let's go for a walk. Okay. She went for a walk and she's like, what are you doing? I was like, there's a Pokemon. And she said, what's that then? So I was like, download the app and let's try it out. And now she's obsessed. Like, there's a Pokestop outside her work, which I fucking hate her for at the moment.
That's bullshit.
Yeah, so yeah, you know, it's an amazing phenomenon.
It's gone beyond just a mobile game. I think my mum's got it. I'm fairly sure she has. I think my mum's like 69 or something. So yeah, my mum's got it. When my mum's got it, it's over. I'd say it's done.
It's the same with me though, to be honest. Like, I wasn't never into Pokemon when it originally sort of come out, but just sort of hearing about it on radio, on TV, on Twitter, it just made me want to try it. And I haven't played like excessive amounts of it, but what I have played, I've enjoyed. So it's definitely sort of caught my attention. But yeah, it's just like there's something that happens like every so often that just takes the world by storm, and this is definitely like one of them things. So it's just it's mental, absolutely mental.
I mean, you know, there's a lot of people trying to put, you know, bad things onto it, like they always do. Like, people are walking in front of cars playing Pokemon Go. It's like, that's because they're an idiot.
Yeah, that's not Pokemon's fault.
It's not
people do that anyway.
It's not Pokemon. Like, it's not.
I saw the worst thing I've read in a newspaper in a long time. I say newspaper. A colleague gave me a copy of The Spectator, which turns out as a horrible magazine.
Okay.
Because me and another colleague had been talking about Pokemon quite a lot, so he was like, read this. And this woman, I don't know her name, had written a thing about Pokemon Go. And she started off by saying it was terrible because she nearly dropped a baby while she was playing. And I was like, well, I don't think that's Pokemon Go's fault. I think that's your fault. And she goes from that, this is incredible, she goes from that onto a VR zombie game. I can't remember what it's called, the Something Haven project.
Oh, Brookhaven.
The Brooklyn Project.
Yeah.
And she hasn't even played the zombie game, and she was slagging off for sort of encouraging violence. So, well, firstly, you've downloaded one mobile game, and now you're a fucking games journalist. And then you haven't even played. Anyway, it's brought out a lot of bad journalism, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. Like there was, I saw an advert going around that was like, "Have you had an accident or negative story while playing Pokemon Go? Contact the Sun's news desk." I was like, you know what? Go fuck yourself, the Sun.
Yeah.
And we shouldn't be surprised, because that is how the media works. Obviously, we shouldn't be surprised about that, but it's just annoying that it happens.
Yeah.
I watched a funny video today, actually. If you want to find it, just type in Pokemon Go Revenge. You might have seen it.
I haven't, no.
Okay.
It's really funny, yeah. It's basically like a couple of guys dressed up as Pikachu in the back of a van. I
love this already.
Good start.
They just literally like pull up, open the doors, jump out, and they've got like a slingshot with a Pokeball, and then they just fire it at people. And the first one in the video, there's like this guy sat on this real low wall, and there's water behind him, and they hit him so hard he falls back into the water. It's hilarious. And then they just
that sounds incredible.
Get back into the van and then drive off and go somewhere else. It's
That
really
sounds
fun.
incredible.
That's amazing.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Johnny, do you fancy getting a van?
I think there's a very good video on Instagram by Scroobius Pip on this, and it basically just like sums up as in, just let people enjoy it. If they're enjoying it, just what's your problem?
Yeah.
And just let people know.
I've seen a lot of very angry people on Facebook, just like, I don't play Pokemon Go because I'm a male and I don't have a vagina. So, I've seen a vagina. Just fuck off. Like
let people enjoy stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. It's a game. It's just leave it alone.
It's
not a manhunt, is it?
I'd rather eat my own ring piece than watch the Kardashians. But if that's what people want to do, then fine. I'm not going to stop them.
Whatever helps you relax and unwind, as long as it's not illegal, knock yourself out.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, Pokemon's not illegal. The Kardashians not illegal yet. So I mean,
it should be.
Yeah. I think the other thing as well is it gets people out. I know it's a cliche thing to say, but in the past 3 weeks, I've walked about 30 odd miles that I wouldn't normally have walked. So
big time.
It's a good thing.
I think a couple of weekends ago, I had a day where I didn't have anything planned, and I just thought, I've got a 10k egg to hatch. I just walked 10k, just hatching this egg around the town.
Yeah.
So Pokemon Go, mate.
Yeah, it's amazing, but there are problems with it, and I think they need to address them quickly. Otherwise, the audience is going to start dropping off. Yeah. Next week, is it next week? I think it's next week. No Man's Sky is coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That game has reached some kind of crazy level of hype that
nothing can live up to.
It's. I mean, it may as well come with free blowjobs, and it still wouldn't live up to everything that people are imagining. It's somebody bought a copy off eBay for $1,300.
Can I just add something here? What an absolute dick. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted to say. Basically.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I agree. Like, I can't understand. I mean, maybe he's minted. Maybe he's won the lottery. Maybe he's just a bit sad. Either way, like he's bought an early copy of the game for £1,300, and he's reached the centre of the galaxy in 30 hours. Now, for a start, they've said that that's kind of the end game of No Man's Sky, is to reach the centre of the galaxy.
Yeah.
Now, if you get 30 hours out of any game, I would say that's a pretty good investment of your money.
Absolutely.
And people are going, oh, they said it was going to last a lifetime. It's like, no.
Well, no, you can make it last.
Yeah, like it's like they didn't say that. They said there are 15 quintillion planets to visit. They didn't say you've got to go around and visit each one. Like, they said this is a possibility.
Yeah.
You've got it in your head that it's going to be this life-ending video game where you'll never have to buy another game ever. It's like, you will. Like, you know, you'll probably still buy another game in 6 months' time.
Yeah.
But this game is just going to be an interesting experiment. And I think that's the way I'm going to approach it in terms of, you know, when I come to play it. I'm not going to go in thinking this game's going to change my life. I'm thinking this is an interesting experiment. I'm going to see what they do with it. Because I'm looking forward to playing it. But yeah, basically, if you want to go out there and have a look, the guy has posted. He started posting videos, and then Sean Murray from Hello Games kind of went, "Don't do that," and he went, "Yeah, all right," and stopped, which was quite unusual for somebody on the internet to respect somebody else's wishes. Yeah, so that was interesting. They've taken a bunch of the videos down and they've stopped putting up new ones, so they're probably floating about somewhere. But yeah, the guy said he's completed he's got to the centre of the galaxy in 30 hours, which was essentially basically min-maxing. So he was finding one specific resource, finding a lot of it, selling it, getting as much money as he could to upgrade his ship to just, you know, plough further through the galaxy, which is not how most people are going to play that game.
Yeah, and he's even said that he's not done like a ton of the major stuff in the game as well. He just literally sort of done the main bits to sort of
to get there. Yeah,
to get there. Yeah, he's like said he hasn't swum to the bottom of a big ocean or he hasn't destroyed a space station. So yeah. Most people aren't going to play it like that. They're just going to take their time with it and sort of indulge in it. But yeah.
Yeah, I think one of the cool things as well is the fact that you said there's a lot of glitches where there's like, you know, massive sea monsters spawning in tiny lakes. It's like, that just sounds funny.
Yeah.
Which is going to happen because of the procedural nature of it all. So I'm just kind of, I'm going to make it my mission in No Man's Sky to find the planet shaped like a dick that has loads of people, loads of things on it that are shaped like dicks that are just walking around, and like, because it's got to happen. Like the odds are that will happen on one of the planets somewhere.
Yeah.
And apparently there's another one where there was a civilization on there that had built like these massive skyscrapers that, due to either a glitch or like the way that it's generated, like the skyscrapers had legs and they were walking around.
Yeah, which sounds incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's fascinating. I mean, it doesn't. I don't know enough about it to know if it's going to be like, is there a story to it, or is it just kind of, you just plod through and find something in the universe, which isn't the best plot of a game ever, is it? Really?
No.
But
I mean, like, when you consider that this studio's previous two games were Joe Danger and Joe Danger 2.
Yeah.
Not familiar with Joe Danger. Tell me more about Joe Danger.
He's a cartoon motorcycle stuntman.
Sort of a side-scrolling type sort of little guy on a motorcycle, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Pretty much. Well, you're basically a stuntman. You have to jump over things and
get points.
Yeah.
Like, considering they've come from that to here's the universe, that's quite impressive.
Yeah.
So
I'm still not like 100% sold on it though, to be honest.
I've gone through. I think I've come out the other side of it. Like when it got revealed initially, I went, "Holy shit, this looks incredible!" And then it was like that. It got revealed, you know, sort of re-revealed on the next E3. It was like, okay, cool.
It's just been going on for so long.
Show me it now. Yeah, like I think it was. I can't remember which E3 it was, but I know we were
2008.
I know. I think it was about 2013. I think it was when
Yeah.
when the PS4 was sort of announced and shown off. I know that me and you were sat in the conference 2 years ago when they sort of showed some more footage, and that was when I'd started to wane a little bit. I was like, "This looks really nice, but can I just have it now, please?"
I don't think Sony sort of helped really, like hyping it up so much. They shouldn't have shown it so early.
No.
Yeah, and I think that's the problem that I have with it. It's just like I'm just sort of sick of seeing and reading about it that I've sort of lost interest.
Yeah, I mean, honest to God, I just think like they need to get the game out, and then the entire studio at Hello Games just needs to go on holiday for a bit.
Next week, right?
Get rid of the beards.
Yeah, fair enough. I think it is next week. Yeah, but the interesting thing for me is like just how they've managed to come out the other side of a lot of stuff. Like at one point there was the massive flood in Guildford where their studio got completely annihilated. While that was being rebuilt, they spoke very kindly to somebody in an office over the street, or like over the there's an overpass kind of in their building. Somebody threw a network cable from one part of the building to the other to the other side, just so they could have some internet for a while.
Oh wow!
There's pictures of it of just like this cable going from one window to another window on the side of the building, because they just needed some internet for a while, so they could carry working on the game. And there will be a book written one day that will say the story of No Man's Sky, and just like individual pieces from all like 3 people in that studio. Because it's hard to forget, like this game is one of the most hyped games of the year, and it's still being developed by a studio of about 10 people.
Yeah, tiny.
It's phenomenal. So hopefully it's it lives up to a lot of the expectations. I mean, it's not going to live up to everything because that's impossible. I don't think life would live up to that. If it was the most perfect life imaginable, because people have set their sights way too high for this game.
Yeah. I really do hope it does well, because those guys have been through it with it. So,
absolutely. Yeah. I think that, if there's ever an example of somebody deserving their success, it's these guys with No Man's Sky. So fingers crossed, it's it's a decent seller for them, and I think it will be.
Yeah.
To be honest, so the Vita's been hacked.
Right.
If you've got a PS Vita, you can now hack it to run homebrew applications. There is currently no piracy app on the Vita, which is a good thing because piracy's bad. Okay, but it seems like it's a piece of cake to run it. Basically, you get your Vita on the latest firmware, go to a web address, and then from that web address, it injects some code into the Vita's firmware, and there you go. You can run whatever apps you want on it. Of course, there's a NES emulator, SNES emulator, and there's also a version of Doom, because why not? The original Doom is now playable on the Vita.
That's still a very good game, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, well worth playing.
Yes. So I think it's going to be interesting to see if and what Sony do about this, if they do anything, because the Vita is essentially a dead console now.
Yeah, it's hanging on by a thread at the moment.
Yeah, you're still getting your free games with it every month on PS Plus, but it's not really a healtly platform. And
Such a shame though, because that had so much potential.
It's an amazing piece of hardware. It's just a shame that I think I just don't think like people want a console quality handheld on the go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Which, as an aside, will make the NX quite interesting if the rumours are to be confirmed. Which is just on that note, quickly, the NX Eurogamer had a big piece on the NX to say this is what it is. Apparently, it is a handheld that will plug into your TV via some sort of docking station with detachable controllers and a bunch of other stuff. So I don't know. I mean, Nintendo's handheld market has always been, they've always been the king of that. So I think the PSP only sold as well as it did because of piracy. Let's not bullshit about that. And I think the Vita it might go the same way. You might have a mad rush to for people to find a Vita, and then all of a sudden, all of the games. The only problem is the Vita memory cards are still more expensive than my house. So
crazy.
Yeah, they're ridiculous. So anyway, that's the Vita. If you've got a Vita and you want to play Super Mario Brothers on it, you can do if you want. Bit of light-hearted news. Pokemon Sun and Moon has had a new trailer come out this week, and one of the Pokemon in it looks like Donald Trump.
It does as well.
There you go. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, it's quite an angry-looking Donald Trump as well.
Well,
and
it
he's
is.
not usually angry-looking, is he? He's more just confused-looking.
I was going to say, is there any other type of Donald Trump other than an angry-looking one?
Probably angry.
A stupid-looking Donald Trump.
Yeah, that's a terrifying prospect, isn't it? But let's move on from that, because otherwise I'll start crying. Additionally, to a lot of stuff that's come out recently on the PC, Sega have been putting out a bunch of Mega Drive stuff on the PC over the past few months.
Yes.
This week, the Disney 16-bit classics are now back.
Amazing. Lion King, amazing.
Yep, they are all on GOG, which is good old games. We've got Aladdin, The Lion King, and The Jungle Book, all available for the princely sum of £6.29 each, or £14 for all three.
Yes.
Awesome. One question though: which version of Aladdin is it?
This is the question. I think the Aladdin on GOG is the Mega Drive version.
Okay.
That's a good one, right?
Which I think was the good one.
Yeah, I think the SNES one was the bad one. The Mega Drive was a good one.
Yeah, because the Mega Drive version had the better sort of audio. It run better, if I remember rightly. So
it was a different game, wasn't it?
Well,
it was a different style of game.
Yeah, I think it was quite dramatically different. Like, in the same way that Jurassic Park was really different on the SNES and the Mega Drive.
Yeah, that was the one I was gonna draw the big comparison to. Was like the SNES version was kind of some kind of weird isometric game with first person elements, and then the Mega Drive game was a platform where you played as a raptor.
Yeah, and Dr. Alan Grant as well.
Yes, indeed.
Quite exciting.
Yeah. Like, imagine if that happened these days. You know, like, people get shitty over, oh, well, this game runs at a higher frame rate on the PlayStation 4.
It's an entirely different game.
Yeah, it's like...
yeah, but like Grand Theft Auto 6 on the PS4 is like normal, and then on the Xbox One it's like bird's eye view or something.
Yeah, like, just imagine if developers did that. You know, like, here's a new platformer. Oh, by the way, on the PlayStation, it's not a platformer; it's an RTS. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, that's
Great
interesting. So I might pick those up.
Yeah, you've got to, man. You've got to.
Because
I mean, the Lion King game was incredible. That was one of the best Mega Drive games going.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I loved a bit of Aladdin back in the day as well.
Yes. Yeah. I think it definitely was the Mega Drive version of Aladdin that was the better one. Now I'm thinking about it. So that kind of covers a lot of the news. I don't really think there's anything else, to be honest. A lot of PES news today.
Go and check it out. There's a shit ton on the YouTube channel.
There's a lot of stuff up on the YouTube channel. Big thanks to Suf and Nico for heading out there. Gary, I know you really wanted to go, but we were just a bit gutted that you didn't get time. However, we are headed off to Gamescom.
Not long.
No, not long indeed. A couple of weeks now. So we're heading off to Gamescom, where we will have more hands-on. We should hopefully have some more footage. And a bunch of other things. So if anybody does have any questions, let us know in the comments of this video, because we're going to put this up on YouTube as a video, or ping them to us on Twitter at official_NGB. We will take those questions and we will try and get the ones that we can answered. I know there's been a lot of people whinging on YouTube because it's YouTube, where they're saying that the questions that were asked before were shit and they needed to ask more probing questions. I don't think those people quite understand how press situations work, where there are certain things that we can't ask because we know that we will get a non-answer. And there's just certain things that we can't ask because we're not dickheads.
Yeah. Like stuff like edit mode you can't ask about. Licensing is you can't ask about. It's got to be something that we have played in the code we've played. Yeah. It can't be something completely like how's online, or like, because we haven't experienced that side of it. So you just keep that in mind. Obviously, we like asking questions for you guys, but it has to be sort of relevant questions as such, not just any old question. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the things that's come out this week is that's disappointed a few people is that the PC version is going to be based on the last gen versions again. However, that's going to change next year. I know that's not what people want to hear, and I know people have gotten arsey about it, but we can't change it. And ultimately, you know, we don't know what the sales figures are, but I would probably hazard a guess that
they're not great.
That the PC sales are terrible because people pirate it. So if you want to play the game on the PC, buy it. Encourage other people to buy it rather than pirate it, and then we'll see what happens.
I know the PC version doesn't sell great, so yeah. That says it all. That's why it's in sort of how it is now, sort of thing with the game. So
yeah, it's it's a shame, but I mean, as somebody that's not necessarily the biggest football fan, the stuff that I've seen over the past few weeks has actually got me quite excited for PES. We got hands on with it at E3, and it was it felt really good. I think the keepers definitely felt stronger. From what we've heard about the PES day, as it were, on Tuesday, a lot of the feedback that we've heard is really good. Seems like it's I think last year's was quite a bit more physical anyway, in terms of like challenges going in, and then people like there was the new physics engine, the collision engine and stuff last year, if I'm right in thinking. Yeah, so that's obviously been tweaked a little bit this year. The footage that I've seen from Tuesday has been really impressive. Like it's a similar pace, I think, to PES 2016, which I don't think is a bad thing by any means. It looks a little bit more measured, maybe.
Yeah, it's definitely slowed down more. Just from like playing it at the first PES day, it's definitely a lot slower than last year. It just plays a more sort of fluid game that way. It's not sort of like a basketball game where it's end to end, back and forth. So
I think a lot of that's to do with the new ball physics as well. Like it seems like the ball sort of hangs in the air a little bit more rather than just every cross is whipped in with the pace of everything. They've done a lot of work. Like fair play to the dev team on it. They're not just kind of rehashing it and putting it out again. So. I mean, obviously, disclaimer. We used to be run by the dude who's now the community manager, and we're still good friends with him. But if something's shit, we'll tell you it's shit. Like that's not, we're not in that game of saying this is good just to appease people.
Exactly.
As proven by my 7 Days to Die review, which has kind of possibly hindered us on getting Batman code.
What?
Let's not talk about this.
Oh, Ben.
Well, anyway, that's me speculating. I think we may have code coming. I don't know.
Okay.
But we shall see. Anyway, that's probably the news. And I think, obviously we've gone through... It's a bit of a quiet time, really, at the moment.
People actually outside instead of playing video games. Like idiots.
We're all outside playing Pokemon Go.
Yeah, we
just
are.
before the mad rush.
Yeah, like we've obviously we've had E3. That was crazy. I think it was unexpected, but I think I took a little bit of downtime away from everything after E3, which has helped in a few ways, and that's kind of we're gearing up to Gamescom. Obviously, we've only got not long at all before Gamescom, but we're going to have some content for you guys from there. We've been advised not to take too many bags into Gamescom, given that we're going to one of currently the most risky places in the world, given the current recent events in the world. But we are going to try and get as much content and as much kit in there as we can to get stuff for you guys all sorted. So we're going to have some videos, I imagine. We will have some hands-on impressions. We'll have some written stuff. We'll have some audio stuff. I think me and Gary will get a couple of podcasts done while we're out there as well.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll have better Wi-Fi than we had in the hotel last year, which will actually mean we can upload the podcasts. It took me a week to get onto the Google homepage. Honestly,
it literally was as well.
Oh, it was fucking terrible.
That's not even an exaggeration.
I paid €5 for that Wi-Fi every day, and it didn't get onto Google once.
That's how
crazy.
Mate, it was terrible. So we've got a lot of stuff coming up at Gamescom. We've got a lot of appointments booked. We're seeing, I think we've already got Capcom booked. We've got Square Enix booked. I think we've got Warner Brothers booked. Hopefully that means we can get some more Lego.
Mm.
And I mean, when I say get some more Lego, I don't mean Lego coverage. I mean like actual Lego. I know I'm particularly pleased with the bit I got from E3. Which
I lost mine.
Oh, you're joking?
Don't you remember I said to you that
Oh, shit,
I couldn't
yeah.
find it. I never did find it, so...
Oh, no, nightmare.
I don't know where that went, but yeah, it happens, so what can you do?
Oh, gutted.
I would travel all the way back and just search for it, but that'd probably be a bad idea.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't make your money back on it. Also, I just remembered actually, I do want to give a quick shout out to Turtle Beach. They've sent us the new Elite Pro range to test out. We should have a review going up hopefully over the weekend. Been a little bit more busy than I thought it would be, so I've not got it done quite yet. Excuse me, they sent me through the Elite Pro 500 headset, the new Elite TAC, I think it's called, the Tactical Audio Controller, and the Elite mic that goes onto the headset as well, to get a review. It's quite impressive stuff, actually. We I know me and you saw it at E3, Gary. We saw all of the kit.
Yeah.
The TAC is actually really cool. It allows you to adjust a lot of the audio on the fly. There's a couple of different like surround sound modes in it as well. I've kind of turned the surround off because I'm not the biggest fan of virtual surround. It just kind of sounds a bit weird sometimes. But there's a lot of tech in it, and it allows me to do a lot of things with the video reviews as well. Like at the moment, if I play the game with headphones on, I was plugging it into the bottom of my PS4 controller, which cut the audio to HDMI, which then meant we couldn't get audio on the video feed, which meant it was really awkward and really difficult. But now with this, it's allowed me to do a lot more. It's allowed me to free up a little bit of sort of audio recording ability. And yeah, it's a very impressive headset. Like there's a little dint in it for people that wear glasses like myself.
Nice.
If you pull out a little tab behind one of the earphones, it'll just put a little dip in the cushioning, so you can let your glasses sit there without them being pressed into your head all the time. There's decent volume on them, and the bass is massive as you'd expect. It's a very impressive headset. I think the only problem I've had with it was that the mic was cracking a little bit, so I got sent out another mic as it's kind of an apology to say, I think the one that I had was faulty because it stopped working altogether at one point. So they sent a new one out. That seems to be fine. I've had the new one longer than I had the original one, and I've not had any problems with it. So
cool.
Yeah, I mean it's an expensive piece of kit, but if you're into like serious gaming, if you're into serious competitive gaming, they've kind of targeted at the competition end. So if you want to, if you're into that scene, or if you want to pretend you're into that scene, it's probably worth spending the money on it. To be honest, it's a nice headset, surprisingly comfortable as well for a big headset. I mean, I've sworn by the Audio-Technica headset that I reviewed earlier on in the year. That's got a very nice, very loose feel to it. Doesn't kind of pinch your head in. The Turtle Beach one is a bit more firm, but it's designed to be for that exact reason. I'm really impressed with the kit that they've sent. So keep your eyes on the site. There'll be a full review of that going up shortly, and we'll probably have individual reviews for each piece of kit they've sent through. But that's probably going to do us, unless you guys have got anything else that you want to throw in.
Apart from my Layers of Fear Inheritance DLC, that will be coming on the site very soon. Just look forward to Gamescom. We're going to have loads coming out of that. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, it's going to be a busy time ahead, but it's well worth doing it. So.
Oh, totally, absolutely. I've had a bit of an up and down time with things recently, and ultimately, this site again is kind of what's getting me through a lot of it, and for that, I thank I thank you guys. I thank people that do listen, people that do watch the stuff, and it keeps us going. And we do it for the love of it. We don't really make anything from the site. This is
we don't get paid for this. Whoa.
Well, you might get a Freddo if you're lucky.
Oh, thanks, mate.
It's not. It's not our profession, and we do it because we love doing it, and ultimately, it's we know what we do is kind of a lot of it's quite privileged. So if you are listening to this, thank you ever so much. Leave us a comment. You know, recommend us to your friends, and yeah, I think we will continue to grow in the ways that we need to. So
yeah, that's something I need to add before we finish.
Okay.
Every time you come round here, Ben, to my house, you leave something at my house, right?
Okay.
So once you left like a Fallout Monopoly once, and you left your PS4 once.
I did.
And you left some headphones once and an Xbox. And now this week you've left some hair product.
I did wonder where that was. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm going to make some. I think I'm going to do a blog about this. Just every week you come round, you leave something here. It's like just want to move in slowly.
Lost and found.
One by one.
I'm like a passive aggressive girlfriend.
I'm more concerned. Why was you taking hair products around to Johnny's house?
Because we were shooting an episode of the NGB show, which is
okay.
Is
so you needed to look.
I needed to look fucking top. Yes.
Yeah. Sexy.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So keep your eyes on YouTube for that. We've got a new episode coming soon. We've got a VR special of that coming soon, actually, in which we talk about the HTC Vive, and we talk about a little bit about PSVR. And
don't talk about the HTC Vive because I really want one, but yeah, you know the story.
They're pretty good.
They look incredible.
Pretty good.
They look incredible.
Yeah. So if you want to hear more and see more of that, we've got the special coming up shortly. I can't give you an exact timescale because again, life's getting in the way and crazy times are happening, and we've got a lot of video editing to do before we can get that all sorted. But ultimately, it was an impressive run that we had with the Vive, so definitely check that out. And also, we'll be discussing PSVR. I think we're also trying to get some hands-on time with PSVR directly with Sony as well. I know I've been in contact with them about that, so we need to arrange something. We need to see if we can get someone down there to check it out. But yeah, thank you again for joining us. I apologise, Johnny, for leaving stuff at your house. The one thing is,
I'm going to find a toothbrush next, aren't I? That's going to be it. It'll be in my bag.
Sleeping bag.
Terrible.
I mean, in fairness, like the PS4 that I left at your house was the debug PS4.
Oh, it was a debug one.
It wasn't my actual PS4.
No, you left your actual Xbox one, but that was deliberate though.
Yeah, I lent you my Xbox so you could play inside. Like,
no, I appreciate that. That's a good. I mean, I can't work the Xbox One, so I don't know how the menu works.
I'm going to stop recording in a minute because otherwise we will go on for another week about how bad the Xbox interface is.
Yeah,
it's terrible. PlayStation, it's all in the line. It's all very easy. Xbox, I'm like, I don't know what's happening here.
Yeah. Anyway, right, we're going to call it. Thank you ever so much for watching, guys. Don't forget, follow us on Twitter. The site is official_NGB. I am at Winstano. Gary is at Gary Clark, and Johnny is at Jonafang, which is JONNAFANG. It's Jonathan, but spelt with 2 F's and ANG because it was a Halloween thing that I think...
It was a Halloween username that I never got changed.
Yeah.
And then I started doing this, and I was like, I'm stuck with it now, aren't I?
Yeah, you can't change it because it's on all the videos. Thanks for watching and everything. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe on the video if you're watching this on YouTube. If you're not, check us out on YouTube. We're at Next Gen Gaming Blog, and we've got a shitload of videos for Pro Evolution Soccer 2017. We've also got a bunch of other videos. We've got a video review for Abzu. We're probably going to have some Headlander video coming soon because me and Johnny have both played that, so we'll sit and talk about that for a while as well. And yeah, we've just got a lot of stuff planned, so keep your eyes on the site, and we will see you next time, which hopefully won't be a massive gap again. We dropped the ball on that one. Sorry, guys. Won't happen again. I say that, it probably will, but we will put something up in the meantime rather than just leaving a big old gap. So,
a video about all the stuff Ben's left at my house in the meantime.
Yes.
Yeah, just a big list of everything Ben's left it.
Yeah, cool. We'll do that. Fucking hell. Right, okay. We'll see you guys later. Thanks for listening. Take care. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.